right, guys, what's up? It's Justin Kahn. You're listening and watching Fractal Radio, our show where we go behind the scenes with all of the most awesome blockchain games that we can find. We've scoured the earth and we found a really cool game today. I'm joined by Patrick and Jacob, the founders of MetaOps, which is an awesome first-person shooter game coming to the Solana blockchain and Fractal shortly. So it was pretty cool. I watched the trailer on your site. I got excited because it had a lot of Halo vibes, and I feel like I put a large portion of my life has been invested into Halo.
It's great to hear you say that.
Amazing. So Patrick, Jacob, tell us about the game. What is MetaOps?
Yeah, so actually MetaOps is a NFT first-person shooter that Jacob and I have co-founded over the last 8 or 9 months. In fact, Jacob and I have actually known each other since elementary school, and we've actually grown up together, and so we've actually known each other for a very long time, and we've been able to produce this game called MetaOps. And so it's actually a NFT first-person shooter, and so what that means is a first-person shooter like a regular game, but you'll actually have in-game assets that are NFTs. So your skins, your customizable stuff will actually be your own creative asset, which we'll give you in the form of an NFT done through Fractal. And so we're very excited to be on I'd say the front line of first-person shooting with NFT Corporation, and we're able to actually have our Solana wallets directly on our game that's actually produced in Unity. And so as players are playing, they're able to send NFTs, send cryptocurrency to and from our game, and we can do things like have an in-game market. We can do things like have multiplayer in which they're actually earning through our play-to-earn mechanics, and it's just a really exciting time to be in this game creating space and being the one who's bridging the first person shooting to the metaverse and to NFTs and to crypto.
I totally agree. I mean, obviously, we're all in the industry together. I'm really excited about the ways that NFTs improve, the ownership for players, but also like the programmability of the worlds that game developers are creating. And I think we're just starting to scratch the surface. So I think that, 10 years from now, this is going to be the predominant business model of gaming. But right now it's like the early days, and, it feels like the people building here are like pioneers. So tell us, what do you think, how are NFTs going to work in the game? And what do you think the advantages of making the stuff in a first person shooter and NFT are?
Sure. So the different kind of utilities, I guess, for the NFTs in game can vary from anything. So what we're doing, the first mint on Fractal, that's coming up, by the way, super excited about it. It's our profile picture project. We went back to that OG ability to, put your NFT as a PFP, but we're adding a lot of utility to that. So one way we're doing that with this project specifically is all the PFP holders will be airdropped what we're calling exomods, which is basically a little computer chip. You can bring that chip inside the game with you, so it'll actually appear in your bunker. One thing to mention is each player does have their own personal bunker in game that you can, will be able to customize. So you can bring that exomod into your bunker, upload it to the computer. It'll scan you and turn you into your profile picture, so you can actually play as it. So there's a lot of cool things you can do. You have the standard model, I would say, of character skins, weapon skins, really just kind of aesthetically pleasing customization that comes with a lot of these games out there. But instead of these microtransactions that hit you and you can't do anything with that asset once you own it, with NFTs you have the ability to, have full ownership of that. And we give you full rights to the IP too. So if you own that product,
Wow.
You can do anything with it, from sell it to another player, go make a little short clip, upload it to YouTube, do little skits, things like that, and you won't get in trouble. You won't have a corporation come knocking on your door saying, hey, that's copyright infringement kind of thing. So everything that is an NFT is yours, and we mean that in the fullest way possible.
Yeah, really giving
Amazing.
power back to the players.
So that's a big step because most of these NFT projects a lot of them are retaining the copyright ownership of the assets and stuff. So you're saying if you buy it, if you're in possession of this NFT, you have control. You could do anything you want with the IP.
100%.
Cool. So tell me a little bit more about the game. What were the inspirations? Obviously, you guys must be first-person shooter players.
Absolutely.
and what is going to be unique about a MetaOps um, as a game?
Yeah, so uh, me personally, I mean, I've been playing first-person shooters my entire life. I used to be in MLG back in elementary school and middle school, and when I actually used to compete and used to play Modern Warfare 2, day and night, and used to actually go do clan battles and stuff like that. So I've definitely been in the space for 20 some odd years now, and being able to it's interesting because now that we're a gaming company and we're able to make this game, we get our own creative say on what's happening. So it's a game that's being produced by gamers for gamers to promote gamers. And so it's a little repetitive, but it's so interesting that it works that way because now that they're not just playing our game and wasting tons and tons of hours with nothing to show after the next title. They're able to actually earn, and as they're playing, they're earning NFTs, they're earning in-game currency, and they're able to actually, if they wanted to at any point, they could pack up and sell it at all. And that's something that's standalone from, and I think is a something that's really going to disrupt the gaming industry as we know it. I mean, is if all games are now, I guess we see that the next title, we see all of these assets now be useless. And so with our game, that doesn't happen because you actually own the asset and you own the NFT, and it can live on through the blockchain. And so it puts us in a really unique spot. And I mean, there's all these really interesting, unique things. Like you have your own personal customized bunker. You have we'll actually have our own in-game marketplace in which you'll be able to go to a certain server within our game, and you'll be able to do things like buy, sell, trade. And it's not just our assets too. We also want to add creative tools for creators to make things like maps, cut character skins, character assets, guns, things of that nature, and really just promote people's creativity. I mean, if we're a gaming company that says we're for the gamers, shouldn't we be promoting gamers to have what they want? And I think we have a really great shot at being one of the most unique companies that the metaverse has ever seen.
So I just want to kind of tack on top of that. Sorry for interrupting you there, Justin. But I think it's really important to note that we spent 8 months developing this game. We didn't go out and launch a project with a promise. We launched a project with a product. And that's something that really, I think, helps us stand out in the industry, especially because you do have a lot of these NFT projects that are like, we're going to make this dope game. They come out with this sick trailer that everyone's like, my God, that looks amazing. And they buy the NFT or they buy their token and they're sitting there waiting for 2 years for anything to happen. So we really made it our focus to bring something to the community that's playable from the start. And just to kind of drop in there too, if you do buy that PFP, it's a closed environment right now. But if you do buy the PFP, that's like our first process of onboarding thousands of people to the game.
Yeah, and so you guys are going to have a game within almost it's like you're going to release an alpha immediately. Is that right? And then you're going to be able to import your PFP and play it in within weeks of the initial mint.
Actually, we
Yeah,
already have players in game, and actually on Mint, once you have that asset in your wallet, you will be able to have access to the game. So we're
cool.
moving very
Okay,
fast on the Solana blockchain.
amazing. And yeah, yeah, like you picked Solana. Like that's kind of why one of the reasons why we started with Solana. As a developer myself, I was like, this is the technical platform that I would have want to use if I would want to use if I was developing my own game or metaverse. Like, how do you guys, what are you guys' backgrounds? Like, how are you able to like build and assemble a team to like build this game?
Jacob, you want to
Sounds like you
start?
moved pretty quickly. Yeah.
Sure. So I actually came in this industry like most people as an investor. I came from day trading stocks, and one day I decided to start day trading crypto, and I was like, oh my God, you can make more than 2% in a day. Like, wow. So I fell in love with the industry itself. And then obviously as, these different blockchains started developing smart contract integration, things like that, I was like just completely hooked. So I really started digging deep. I actually ended up dropping out of college. Don't recommend it to anybody. Not financial advice by any means. But I ended up doing well enough for myself where that was a possibility. And yeah, so I jumped right in as a builder, from an investor to a builder. Created a couple NFT marketplaces, one on Phantom Network, one on Binance Smart Chain, and really got to know the ins and outs of how that works, what's possible, and the problems and the solutions that need to be done. So that's kind of my background here. We came together. Pat and me obviously have known each other for a long time. And it was just this perfect transition. I'd actually just come off of an acquisition from one of those marketplaces. So somebody acquired it from me, and I had nothing to do anymore. And I was like, well, I need something to do because I'm a builder. And this idea just spawned. So that's a little bit about me. But Pat, go ahead.
Yeah, I did graduate college at Texas A&M. I am a engineer, and I'm proud of it. But I've been in the crypto space since a little before 2017. Been doing my research, holding HODL, diamond hands, and I've seen a lot of you can really move mountains in this space, and so I was really drawn to it immediately, and not just from crypto gains and stuff like that you see and stuff like that, but really just what it's doing and like what the different things are changing, and so that made me want to dive headfirst into this, and so I started being a community manager for a project that didn't really go anywhere, and pretty much right at the end of it, we decided I went and called Jacob up and was like, "Hey, Jacob, we could make the best, most kick-ass game on the blockchain. No one else is doing a first-person shooter, and we clearly see that, there's all these problems in the modern gaming industry, and that we could absolutely fix these with NFTs." And so, Jacob was amped, I was amped, and we've been just pretty much hiring out our team and executing perfectly. I mean, it started out from about 5 to probably 18 now. Yeah, and so we were like, it started with Jacob and I, and then we did a whole bunch of research on what we need to do, and what it's going to look like and how we need to execute on this. And then we started growing on people we knew, friends, and then started hiring out directly from Twitter Spaces and from our community. So it was really great because now we have people working on our team who are very invested in our community because they're emotionally connected and they're passionate about it. But then they're also, they have their job, and that's why we found them in this space. Like, we met our graphic designer, our head of marketing, all of our community managers, and it's just from being able to see their passion, and it's
Internal, not external,
yeah.
hiring for sure. And one thing I do want to mention is, we really, at first, we needed help. And that's something that we're completely open about, right? Like, we had to go figure out how this was possible. So we reached out to game studios first, right? And that's like where you would go if you want to actually develop a game. And then we realized, well, I think it's better to do everything in-house. I personally don't like outsourcing. I'd rather hire people on full time. And that's really where we took off. So 3 months ago, we really started to build that in-house developer team. And now we have, again, like a dozen developers and more coming on. So we went from being, we got to find freelancers, like, one guy can do the animations and one guy can do this, to no, let's scratch that, put that off the table. Let's take the time to build our team and execute from there. So definitely
Cool. So
really
you
proud
hired
about
it.
that.
You guys have hired a team of people with game development experience.
Yep, directly to
100%.
our fully doxed Open Portal Studios LLC.
Amazing. Cool. So tell me about the roadmap. Like, you're going to release this alpha soon, right? Like when on the mint, and then what comes next? Like, what do you have planned for the next year?
So to start is just expansion of what we currently have. So right now we have one map. The second map's actually going to be rolled out probably 2 weeks after the mint happens. So that's really exciting. We're going to showcase that in a dope trailer. It's going to be sick. Introduction of our lore, all that great stuff. So I would say map creation, probably 3 in total over the next 3-4 months, 2 different game modes at least, and then definitely expansion of our immersive kind of experience. Because right now it's load into your bunker, load into the game, and then it's that lobby selection like Call of Duty has. But we're getting more into, no, we want it to be completely immersive, no menu selection. Everything's done from within your bunker or within our metaverse in general. So I'd say building, definitely still hiring more team members because this operation is just going to get bigger and bigger. But yeah.
Awesome. And where do you think this goes? Like, what's the vision for where you want to take MetaOps?
So we're in this very unique position, and I'll say unique all night, but we have the ability to really go, wherever we want. I mean, we know that there's a common theme that we can see, the the first person shooter that has been absolutely taken off because we as humans like to be competitive. And what's a better way than a low impact sport like gaming? And so if we can continue to push that and be the ones who, we're not only onboard helping people onboard to crypto, but we're, a fun, immersive experience in which people can play and spend time. And the plan is eventually make a living and earn more than the minimum wage. I mean, dare I be so bold, but that is the ultimate goal. And so and we have all these different mechanisms to allow players to not get bored after they get the max level in the game. I know I've definitely gotten max level on multiple titles, and then it's like, what happens now? And so we're actually, thinking about that at the very beginning, and so it allows us to, really incorporate expansion. But I would say, in a easiest sense, we would love to be the first person look at the metaverse. I mean, at Ready Player One style or feel to it. You're really involved with the character. You feel for him. You're worried during the cutscenes, things of that nature. But then being able to actually experience it for yourself, I mean, that's, I think, going to be an experience like no other.
Amazing, Jacob. Any thoughts from you on like where this vision goes?
Definitely. So, I mean, one thing we are extremely focused on, is competition. I mean, that's something that, we went from our storyboard, kind of like, what do we do planning this game? And it's problem and solution. And the problem is there's no competitive nature to these games yet. There's a lot of games that are, very focused on the financial side, which is great. But we wanted to give a game that people actually liked playing and wouldn't get bored of. And I'm not going to do any name dropping of any other games out there because I really do appreciate all the builders in this space. But some of those games are lacking that competitive nature and too focused on the financial side. So for us, we're really kind of striving to get esports involved. I actually just talked at University of Houston 2 days ago, with 3D Gamers Guild. They're a great guild based in Solana. They're amazing. But me and David spoke to some of the students there, and we were onboarding them and explaining to them like what this is, what the potential market is, what, all these opportunities in the space. And that's what we're really focused on. We want to sponsor players. If they can't afford to get NFTs, whether it's our game or different games, we want to sponsor them to be able to do that. We're going to have the guild side of things, and then we're going to have the player side of things, and then we're going to have the financial side of things. So it's this huge operation that we're trying to put together. And realistically, if we can execute correctly, this is going to be, 10, 12-year kind of thing.
Love it. So where can people find out more about MetaOps? Like what's the website, Twitter, Discord?
Yeah, so we got metaopsgaming.com is the actual official website, and then we have your MetaOps Gaming on Twitter, and then we have MetaOps Gaming on Instagram, and then we have MetaOps Gaming on Skirpy. I said that right. It's Skirpy, right? Yeah, perfect. And then actually our game is actually downloaded directly through our website. And so you'll actually go to there's a little button that'll say like mint now, and you'll go click that, and then you can mint. And then once you've minted, you'll actually go to another part of the website a little bit down, or at the very top, and you can press download now. And so that'll allow you to download the game, and then in the back end, the API will read your wallet, and it'll see, hey, you have a pass. Yes, you get access to the game. And so that's when our players will download.
And I definitely I want to include for the streamers out there, because that's one thing we're really focused on, is people streaming the content, right? Because we
And
need the
Twitch.
community together. So we have our own category on Twitch too. So if you're definitely listening in the audience, check it out because we need to start building that following. We're going to be streaming on Twitch probably twice a day at least, I would say. We're going to dedicate one of our team members to doing that specifically. So definitely go check that out too.
All right, I'd love to hear it. And tell us when the date of the mint is.
So mint date for our whitelisters is going to be on the 12th of March, 2022. So that's going to be on the 12th
p.m. CST.
at 12 p.m. Central Time. So if you're whitelisted, there's still some spots open. You can join our Discord community. There's a link on our Twitter bio for that. If you join in, there's definitely more opportunities to be whitelisted. But the public sale goes live on the 14th. So definitely check it out. And we did allocate a portion of the collection to Fractal community members. So you guys are, allocated 1,800 profile pictures yourself.
Amazing. All right, so we're excited. The Fractal team's excited. MetaOps is coming. We'll be able to play you'll be able to play it shortly. And I don't know, it's you guys have a pretty cool vision for the future. I'm excited to participate. Thanks for working with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Thank you. This opportunity is amazing.
All right, can you guys tell us about some of the ways that you're holding yourselves accountable to delivering for the community?
Definitely. So that's something that's very important to us. Me and Patrick are not micromanagers, we're delegators, and that's one thing we pride ourselves on a lot. Patrick and me have different skill sets, definitely. We come from different backgrounds, but we have the same vision. So whenever Patrick is doing something, I hold him accountable. Whenever he says something, or whenever I say something, he holds me accountable. And we have like a buddy system within our team. Each department has at least two people, and those two people hold each other accountable. So it's just this great way of delegating tasks and making sure that things get done on time and correctly.
Yeah, I mean,
Amazing.
he's so right. I mean, it's really great when you have an entire team who's as passionate about the project as you are. And I'm definitely glad to say that we really love our employees here at Open Portal Studios, and you know, we look forward to continued success with them.
Cool. Amazing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us on. That was awesome.